And it doesn't boil down to who has the better agent picks, right? Obviously, at this level, they know, they are well aware of the current meta. And that's what they're going to use. As what we are seeing here right now. Shiba, he's going to be droning out B long, trying to secure control here. Forsaken, he's going to be grabbing the orb. That's a very good decision. Honestly, you want to have that Blaze Storm as soon as you can.
Blaze got spotted immediately on mid. Has to call in Asterisk to top himself off. He's going to be back to full, which is good enough. But there is some form of, truth to what you also mentioned. In mirror matches, it's all about who's built different, who's constructed alternatively. And Flipsitter, he can hit those shots, cannot convert because it is just the frenzy. Can get the HP topped off because we do have Sages on both ends. And this quick rotation from the defenders, nobody's coming in. And look at this full send all the way through B. They're going to catch Eeyore on mid. He's thankfully going to be able to get back underneath on tube. And he's already on the case on the B site, but the rotation wide as well as spread thin for the rest of Boom. This is the perfect time for Paper Rex to just do what they got to do. There's a little bit of that ooze, that snake bite that stops everybody, but Paper Rex have been loving to go like this, which is if they don't get that default angle, they use the wall, they get control on Crane, and they place it right there, still out in the open. A little bit far longer, but it still will be very easy to defend. Although Asterisk puts out the wall himself, has to break this quite quickly, or the defuse will be coming. Forsaken, right in the front, getting hit by the marker, and Flipsitter with the flag, and that's going to be the first round for Boom.
A good effort coming in from Paper Rex. Again, not taking that default angle for the plant spike. I think they were kind of forced not to, for the most part. Even though they do have the propensity to take that sort of post-plant scenario, it was because of Eeyore's lineups for the default position, using that snake bite. That really made it a lot more inconvenient for Paper Rex. Really well played by Boom. They're going to be up by 1. They're going to be off to a strong start. If the previous game on Bind was any indicator of how this is going to go, Boom, they're off to a really, really strong start.
They give themselves that much needed beginning to get them started with their weapons, with their buys. Bit of a separation on that mid with the wall from Benkai, or rather Mind Freak. This is going to give them some form of solace, but there it is, the quick punish. You get somebody with that Sova drone, get yourself out with the burst or with the dash in that has so much value. And it's going to be NC Slasher playing on the close quarter here. Benkai is just about to sneak in. Nobody's making any noise, but Mind Freak had at least that mentality to look, but it's still not going to happen. And we only really do get a takedown onto Blaze. So pretty much a clean round here for Boom going into their bonus.
Yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better bonus round if I were Boom right there. Still gotta admire the tenacity rather, of Forsaken as he just dashes in with a classic like that. Still managing to get a single kill. Pretty awesome sight to see, and of course the typical high-octane plays we expect to see from the young prodigy himself. But Flipsitter, he's been on fire since the previous game, Astray. He's been carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders and more. He's going to go for a proactive play here. He's only a couple of orbs away from the Blade Storm, and he does get spammed through the smoke. Forsaken is going to be able to take him down with a quick shot to the head on that Vandal. This is probably going to be a third round turnaround for Paper Rex. They can keep this up and bounce off of that initial pick.
Sheesh. You just wanted to get that orb.
Yeah, sheesh.
But you pay for it with your...
I mean, he was able to go back, right? But he kind of peeked again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you wanted to... It wasn't wrong.
Of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do just want to point out, I think that's still like a danger point, because you do see there was some form of retaliation from... Oh my God! Forsaken! Another shot from Forsaken, and he's not done. He's going to rack up a body count of 3 before he does get taken off the board. Devi has already sneaked himself all the way onto Jenny. But this bonus looking much better for Boom here. That separation with Eeyore's smoke has allowed some sneaky frags to pull through by the rest of Boom. They're now going to be putting Mind Freak into a position where he's just not going to be able to get that dub. And Benkai, it's immediately expended by NC Slasher here, and, well, singing a little bit of praise of Forsaken, not enough as Boom swings wide and doesn't miss Flipshooter with the 5K, but it wasn't him this round, it was his teammate. Let's look at how that kind of happened again with this replay.
Yeah, I mean, just so unfortunate for the side of Paper X. That's going to be a bit heartbreaking for them, despite the Herculean effort coming in from Forsaken Azrai. A multi-kill for him, Bladestorm for him coming in to round number 4, but in the end, it wasn't enough to get them that round win here. Third round turnaround not going to be happening here. Again, shades of the previous game, Azrai. Boom Esports off to a very strong start. Forsaken, though, is trying to say something about that. Doesn't really get a kill on the Flipshooter. Instead, the opposite happens.
Jumping up and down like a deranged kangaroo. And 4 rounds in. Isn't this like deja vu, Vim?
Yeah.
Are we
Sure
going to
it's
get 5
dance
straight
moves.
rounds?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Usually, what do we call it? Forsaken was kind of like jumping up and down at one point in the ICEBOX match yesterday, and I just kind of remembered it. But yeah, shades of the previous game, Azrai. Deja vu.
It is. Well, we're going to get that tactical timeout earlier from Paper Rex here, since they do have the money now to utilize, buy weapons, but they're slowly getting dwindled. These initial bouts much better for Boom, and that wasn't the same case that was happening on Bind. Every time they had like these power points around the map that they were going to try to fight against, it seems like Paper Rex always had the advantage, with Forsaken successful with his takes, but now it seems like he's struggling, and it might be because Boom is able to isolate a very, very quick fight where it's a 2v1 that Forsaken has to deal with 2 targets before his teammates can come in, and Forsaken's positioning is that slightly far forward that because of the obstructions and some positions in Icebox, he just cannot find, or Paper X cannot find a refrag if he gets taken down. So now it's got to be careful, but well, you know, careful went out the window just this round because Forsaken picks himself up the operator.
You know what? That's going to be a YOLO thing to do. But if anyone can do it, it's going to be the likes of Forsaken. And some people, they just ooze confidence with that gun. Still able to get very aggressive initial picks using that gun just like that. And Devi follows it up with a kill onto Flipshooter. Without Flipshooter on the board, let me tell you, this is looking like the first round win for Paper Rex.
That is such a big proposition to not have in the Sova drone. Oh, unfortunate. Well, that's what happens when a drone comes in from the skies. It just sees everything, wide angle lens, gives you all the information that you need, but all you also need in terms of bullets is Forsaken and his flex. Oh my god. This puts Eeyore in a position where he just has to go YOLO. You only live once in this round without your Sage, and that's going to be all he wrote. 4-1 in Paper Rex. After every single time, after every timeout, they get that next round and they figure out what they need to do once again.
It's just such a remarkable thing to see. Every single one of these players have a very high level of mechanical skill. But there are rare cases that even in the highest level of Valorant, you just have to note some of the plays that just was made possible because of, for the lack of a better term, inhuman reactions. It's just rather Forsaken with those crazy flicks right there, making it all happen.
He's so clean with these flicks of his, always able to transition. Talk about how the group alongside Full Sense would have John Olsen, PDC, and, well, Forsaken. This is just that devastating. Now, Killjoy Ultimate will be used on B, or rather A, the only other site, anyways. There's not really much damage being done. Speaking of which, though, there is some damage being dealt as Eeyore sneaks through the zipline and finds his mark. There's some bit of rotation coming in. Mindfreak is hearing so many footsteps, but he's waiting for an opportunity to just explode. That kill on NC Slasher might have given him away. Flipshooter also has an operator, has the blades out. And it's all about this retake. Shiba can go in around and use the Sova drone just to scan the lay of the land first. Blades being thrown out by Flipsitter, and we're all left to Shiba to try to go for this 3 versus 1, but he gets contacted with the recon, and that's not gonna be it. And boom, claim another round. That refrag from Flipsitter was very much crucial to be able to get themselves one more on the board.
That previous round win, excuse me, that previous round win sort of broke the narrative that we were expecting. We thought it was going to be deja vu, Paper X coming back, and then starting to mount a comeback and maintaining control of the game. But no, Boom Esports this time around, they make adjustments, and they come back stronger in the next round. If they keep this up, they may have control for majority of the first half here.
Get out of my way.
Gonna try. Is gonna be still some buying power for Paper Rex. They put Forsaken in this double spot position, or double boost spot position with his blades. He's not going to find any quarter, which is rather unfortunate because he expended already all of his jumps for that. Do you see Blaze getting some information? Gets blotted just a teeny tiny bit. But with Operator in the hand of Flipsitter, he is always going to be able to convert. Goes in straight up, look into Belt. He's not really afraid to go for this challenge because once again, he has his teammate with him. He has the dash right in, but he's got to be careful because he's been looking too hard above. Sometimes you gotta just tilt your head down and look below. Does not, and almost gets taken, but when he does have the heal from Asterisk if ever need be.
Interesting thing to note, Azrai, is that op position held by Flipsitter. Very common position, usually a dead spot, but Forsaken will be getting a triple kill. And this is why his name strikes fear into the hearts of many. He's not done. Azrai, is he gonna go for the ace? Denied by Eeyore in the end, but it's gonna be a 1v3, and he's done the damage as Shiba closes the round 2-5 in favor of Boom Esports still.
Oh my god, what a performance there from Forsaken.
He just pops off like out of
right
nowhere.
click supremacy. Who needs the left click when your right click is just that good? You know, you don't have to angle your right click for your opponent's head. It's much better if it's near their midsection. And it's all about that. Look at that. Talked about the jumping kangaroos, but this is the true Joey of them all. Crikey. Now, Forsaken, he's got himself a,
That's right.
he's got himself a bit of quarter there now, mate, doesn't he? Oh, hold that thought though. Forsaken's not done. He translates
just
more
getting
damage
started
onto
here.
the next round. Yes, he does. Finally gets silenced by Asterisk. But they've taken a bit of a beating here. Although as dust settles, I do have to eat my words there because Benkai was also a byproduct of death. Now, Paper X will have to push forward. Mind Freak will have his Viper Spit. He can hear the reload, and Shiba converts the kill. Oh, that was unfortunate. Nobody was holding the angle there, and now they're 3 versus 3 with an ultimate still available, for Mind Freak. Again, they have to go through this with Paper Rex knowing how to play inside these ultimates.
Still have 40 seconds left on the clock. They are gonna go for it now. Planning a spike. He's gonna be displaced by the Hunter's Fury coming in from Blaze, however. He's gonna be able to commit to that spike plan. But NC Slash are gonna be taking down Shiba. Perhaps this Viper Spit is just a false sense of security here for Mind Freak, but let's wait and see if he's able to win out these duels. The answer's no.
The Vi with an off. This is... Oh my god, he's getting charged out, but it's gonna be fine. They have plenty of time to go about this. That was a clutch retake for Boom here, and they still have themselves a dominant performance, 4-round differential and advantage over Paper Rex.
Yeah, and again, this breaks the narrative of the previous match. Boom Esports adjusting a lot faster. And this is definitely what they could have done in the previous game. They kind of dropped the ball, hit a brick wall during the second half of the first game. They can't afford to drop this momentum now. They want to go to a game number 3. They have to play in a way that's not very standard, especially on their attacking side. So this could still flip in favor of Paper X heavily when they're on the defense. We saw how proactive they could be on the defense, but Boom Esports proving to everybody that they too can play that game.
Sage killed.
Playing this game, NC Slasher is looking to be the winner. Forsaken trying to run away, but NC once again just chases, finds another. But maybe this does work in their favor because they've already gotten the defuse. Or at least for Paper Rex, they've gotten themselves the plant as well. So it's going to be NC Slasher claiming 4 as well as the defuse itself. So that's going to mean that one more round and he gets his ultimate. That's a big swing because Boom always wants to go for that momentum. This nice little hold against the charge onto Tube, and Boom, you know, didn't really expect them to perform, but this first half, they're claiming it.
You know, Paper X, I gotta admire what they're trying to do here. They're not bashing their head against the wall, trying out the same thing, expecting different results. But it's just every time Boom Esports gets a read on them, and when they try to sneak on certain angles, certain parts of the map, there's always NC Slashers waiting there on the other end. It's actually quite comical to see. But Boom Esports, fact of the matter is, they're reading Paper X like a book here. Eeyore does get a pick on Benkai. That's going to be first blood. Flipsizer follows it up with an operator yet again. Is this going to be a third kill for the side of Boom Esports? Yes. Asterisk will be taking Forsaken off the board.
Forsaken, you can see he's playing a bit too antsy now. There is some, you know, some merit to how aggressive he plays, but sometimes it might not just be to his advantage. And one of those things is going very, very balls deep into enemy territory on the B side, as well as swimming inside a nano swarm, waiting for somebody to just charge him on right out. But Asterisk played that perfectly and did not get punished as he didn't get taken down as he was going for that firefight. So in any case here, Boom looking much, much better. And Paper X, this is definitely not what they want to happen. Looking down below on your screen, sorry Vim, just to finish off.
Go ahead.
5 defused already. So the retakes from Boom have been quite successful in this first half.
I mean, yeah, that's a very good point. It's just that Paper X have been favoring that sort of fast play style, and that allows Boom to retake here. Flipsizer again on that very common spot. Not being punished just yet. Flipsizer, another kill onto Forsaken. This is looking very dire for Paper X. It's going to be a 3v5 and they're on Eco. This is without a doubt going to be a 9-2 by the end of it all.
Down A. Last player standing.
I don't think there's going to be much difference here now that Benkai is the only one standing. He was able to pick up a Spectre. He does have his ultimate, but I don't think there's much that he can really do. And look at the minimal damage that wallbang got on Flipster. It was basically nothing. Benkai's going to go for the wide swing, and he's strafing to victory. They've called in the reinforcement, reviving this 3 versus 1 scenario, waiting. He does have time to actually hold on. True, one's right above him, but nobody's destroying the lockdown. Finally gets it taken down, and Flipster claims a 4. And 2-9. Seems like it was moments of brilliance there from Benkai, but it still just did not really add up to a victory.
You know, what we can see here on the board now, Ezra, is that the entire Paper X team is completely shut down except for Forsaken. He's pretty much carrying the weight of the world and more on his shoulders right now. It's just not enough to rack up points on the board. This is going to be the last round. Are we going to see a 9-3 curse here? Time will tell.
Forsaken gets pinged. Got to be careful about the wall banks and the pre-aim. Everybody's looking in his pedestal, and he just gets knocked off. I'm going to knock your block off, and that seems to be what is happening. 9-3 curse might not be even a thing here because Flipsitter is just closing the lid even further. 5 versus 2. We're left with Benkai and Divide. Divide does have a wall, does have a revive. This cross is going to be deadly. Spots out another. They're safely able to get through. Although Eeyore, he doesn't even know that Divide was already behind enemy territory. And he keeps the dream alive. 55 seconds. The Vi still the one with the spike to get planted down. But what's the name of the game here? What's the game plan? Everybody that they can try to bring back is all in mid. And you can see Asterisk is holding that position. Defender Killjoy will activate her ultimate, and they either have to back away or push and destroy. Seems like they're going to go for the latter, but the trade's still a plenty for Boom. And we're looking at this 2-10. Where has this Boom been?
This is absolutely an incredible performance on Paper Rex's arguably strongest map. Their own map pick, mind you. And, you know, we've seen some incredible comebacks happen from a 2-10 scoreline, but to be blatantly realistic, guys, it's looking like we're going into a game 3. It's not done yet, however. Paper X, they can pull off miracles. They've done it before. Again, a lot is riding on this first pistol round. In the second half, especially in the scoreline, it's going to be done the moment you lose a pistol round in the second half.
Here. Placing swarm grenade.
Well, it's one of the most important rounds now for Boom. It's the most fundamental thing. You're 2-10, added up with getting the second pistol round, that's 2-11, and you have the round after that, better weapons. You're looking at a possible game 3 already, or a highly probable game 3 already. Looks like the rest of Boom is just going to go for a standard setup here, but the Vi has put down the wall. He's put his foot down here. Anti-Slasher using the zip line, but the Vi does it in return in kind. The trade's coming up plenty. Flips it at the back of the side, but did not get a heal from his teammate, so that's going to be not too spicy. The flick up. Blaze trying to run away, but Forsaken already right up in his face. Get that off of me. And that's going to be a quick round for Paper Rex. So that's one of the things that you can do when people are coming in, charging on pistols. Just put a wall on generator, and it helps.
I just loved how they played off Benkai's turret right there, and then Shiba coming off of that second floor over there on A site. Just really well played all around. Very concerted effort coming in from the Paper Rex squadron. Very quick rotations coming in from Forsaken and the gang. Really solid defensive hold on A. Now Boom is going to be attempting a mid take. Very, very common type of execute coming into this. And it seems like they're going to go 007 on to Kitchen. Yes. The music is playing in my head right now. But they're going to break the silence here as they're going to be running, crashing down onto B site.
Well, it seems like the rest of the bonds here will get binded and thwarted as they try to come out from Kitchen. That is a recipe for disaster, as it seems like they wanted to use the numbers, but corralling themselves in tight corridors was a good idea. But up against automatic weapons that Paper X had in spades, that good idea turned a little bit on its head. In any case, though, we still have a 6-round differential. Boom on the advantage. They now have weapons on their name, but same could be said with Paper X. They immediately put Forsaken on the operator, knowing that his sniper plays is going to be crucial as they want to get that, how do you say, shock factor. They can get that nice little pick off. This starts the round quite well for the rest of Boom.
You know what? It may be a curious decision for you guys watching out there. Why Forsaken actually went for the operator as early as the post-pistol round? I mean, on the third buy round here. The fact of the matter is, he has to try and sustain the momentum. He has to try and make plays because it's a 4-10 scoreline. He's off to a great start here with the first blood pick on to NC Slasher. You're not even going for the bonus in this time around.
They don't really want to go for the bonus.
They can't
right?
risk it.
Yeah, exactly. It's that one big fact, but oh my god! Mind Freak was just looking towards Belt. I think I've said OMG too many times now, but there have been a lot of OMG moments, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of catch-offs that I don't think both teams were really expecting, and neither were we. In any case, Paper Rex's Shiba will be charging in here as the spike gets planted. He's down to 57. Will it be risky? But no, not too frisky, as he does have his utility with Forsaken. He's playing a game of whack-a-mole where he's the one who's been whacking towards you. It's going to be the wall to stop anybody from stopping that post plant. It's going to get Flipsitter again hot and bothered, and he's going to be able to get the trades in the favor of Boom here, leaving only Forsaken in a 2 versus 1. If he can have this, this is going to be perfect. He's still trying, but the double peaks. Got to be careful. He's not hitting the shots at all. One above him, but he cannot go for that retaliate. He cannot go for that immediate transfer. And Boom, they're 2 rounds away in Paper Rex. They've lost their buy round. This is terrible, horrible for them.
Forsaken has lost his hopes and dreams right there, at least for, it seems like for this map, because he lost that operator. He's going to be relegated onto a Guardian now. We know how proficient he can be with a Guardian, of all things. He was able to have so much impact in that round, but not enough to secure the victory here, as Flipsitter arguably had even more impact here. It's just, that would have been the sickest clutch ever if he somehow did the impossible of flicking right after that first sheriff kill. But we all know that's just not humanly possible, so a very good try from Forsaken. But we go again into round number 14.
They do have weapons. They don't have that many utility though, but sometimes you just need that shooting gallery. And where did Devi find those kills? Through the smoke? Okay, that's gonna leave me a bit wondering, but well, there's gonna be a bit of a wonder wall here as we're just left. What happened through that wall?
Okay.
Paper Rex still get another round in, and 5 to 11. They stop the bleeding just for a moment, but there's only 2 steps remaining for Boom here.
I mean, here's what happened. Forsaken was like, okay, operator gun, no problem. I'm gonna use a Guardian instead and replicate the same results. That's what he did. But of course, Devi also got a 2K, I do believe it was, through the smoke. And everything, the stars aligned for Paper Rex. Now, they're still in this.
Get out of my
Score
way.
5 to 11, still very doable for Paper Rex.
Immediately, just the Mamba out from Mindfree. Does not want any hot potato business on B long. Does not want to touch that hot potato, because it can burn. And Flipsitter has been on a blazing streak here. Oh, Shiba. His head almost spotted out. Devi. Flipsitter was waiting for a possible moment there, but it gets slapped immediately. And Forsaken, his blades will find its mark. His blades will be sharper. His blades might be the end for Boom, at least in this round. But the big problem there is... Actually, no. This is not the worst round for Boom now, because it's their weak buy. So next buy will be at least another gun round for them.
Love the forward position taken by Shiba here. Takes out Blaze and Eeyore, but he's going to get finished off by Asterisk with a classic at that. Although, there's no chance he's going to be able to secure that rifle. Just going to be running, at least maybe try to get the spike plan for the extra creds and the ult orb as well. Maybe get an exit frag, but no.
Well, he makes it a little bit interesting, just shaving off some of those shield points. 22 kills for Forsaken, 24 for Flipsitter.
It really is a jet battle here. Flipsitter,
Yeah,
he was in a good position that time, but that one whiff with a single Blade Storm knife kind of gave his position away, and Devi got a clear shot onto his head. Boom Esports going to go for a tactical timeout. You know, they can feel the momentum shifting, and they're very, very concerned about this particular moment in the game. If PRX makes it to a convenient 7 to 11 scoreline, then Boom is, you know, looking very likely to make this even a tie scoreline. But Boom, they let this happen during the first map, Azurai, and they don't want to drop the ball this time around. They want to secure the round win and go to game 3.
Flipsitter just showing to us why he's built different. Well, not on that highlight. Come on, production. I was hyping up Flipsitter.
But really, he's been a stalwart of this entire game. He's had undeniable impact. He's crazy.
Yeah, true. I'm just joking. Production has been awesome. Guys. Please give them your love. I was joking. Okay, we joke. We joke about these things, just in case there's a sarcastic Sandy that took that too literally.
Yep, sarcastic Sandy.
I'm getting called out by production. Now I'm so sorry. Producer, I love you. I'm so sorry. I
But
will
yeah.
treat you later to some burgers.
You
Inside
hungry,
joke.
Jack? Hungry, Jack?
Yes.
I would love a burger to Asteroid later on, but Flipster trying to
yeah.
make his way onto B side here, just clearing the back of yellow. He's paving the way. He's pretty ahead of the pack here, waiting for the owl drone to recon the side even more. Toxic screen is going to be going up. They're probably going to wait a bit until the toxic screen goes down. Mindfreak does get spotted out here.
Well, he will blot some vision out with his own utility. Actually, his opponent's utility. Forsaken is holding a pixel angle on mid, looking for that rotation. Oh, he's getting a bit antsy here, but he still hits the mark. The split decision hits from Forsaken is just tearing me apart, Lisa. Never mind, it's tearing apart Boom. Not me, but they do have that revive from Asterisk. So we're back to square one, but now there is that crucial bit of information gathered by Forsaken. These walls from Boom, smoke
30
walls
seconds
will
left.
not last long, and they only have 30 seconds to claim a site, plant that spike down, and see where this goes. But look at all this denial. They brought, though, the spike all the way to A. It was a feint to B, but Benkai is also on the delay. Does not fool the rest of Paper Rex here. He has to deal with the one first. He's wide swinging, and that plant is still gonna look good, but Benkai converts with the two-man spray down. Let's get it on for Paper Rex. He activates the ultimate, and they have to push through this because that defuse is coming. It's gonna be so difficult, and only Blaze to come in all the way from back. He does not have his ultimate. Does he have a lineup all the way in jail? But it seems like the Warden will keep him in his prison, in his cell, and that is gonna be a defuse for Paper Rex.
You know, guys, I hate to tell you, I told you so, but as soon as Paper X won the first couple of rounds in the second half, you know, I knew this would be within the realm of possibility, a very real possibility for Paper X to actually come back. But Boom, they still have a really good chance here. Still up by 4. They can still give a couple of rounds here and there, trial and error, to find a hole in the defensive line of Paper X. But the fact of the matter is, they're just waking on up here. And this is the Paper X that we expect to see. Oftentimes, you take a look at Forsaken and he does some really insane stuff, but you don't get desensitized. It's always such a sight to see when he pulls off those crazy shots.
Speaking of crazy shots, holy mother of mercy!
Azrai.
Oh, he's just moving through the.
Spike down.
How do you say this? He's jumping hoops, man. He's just going through the motion and he's hitting all the shots. Lays just a bit of a bastion of hope, but with about a sliver, that's not really going to be possible.
If I could play like that, I would insta-lock jet each and every time. Man, and I wouldn't even feel bad about it.
I would be just happy.
I'm just taking it back,
being in
honestly.
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind being in a match as well with Forsaken, but I'm not that high rank yet.
Here.
It's hard, man.
Here.
It's hard. It's hard to climb right
It's
now.
hard. You know, Valorant is a hard game. Surprise, surprise. But apparently, Forsaken and the rest of his crew, they make it look oh so easy here. PRX, they're still on the uphill climb. 3 points down as Predator seems to be switching gears here. A lot of them are gearing up for a classic A push. Yep, that is a very textbook Viper toxic screen that covers the second floor of screens as well.
You should
Now,
run.
in retaliation, Paper X is going to go with the default defensive wall for their own Viper.
Still waiting on at least a pick here from Forsaken. He's not going to use his Tailwind, so that could be used later on to the round, but this is a perfect take here. As you mentioned, default handling by the rest of Boom. Forsaken, he's pushed all the way forward, trying to go for a no-scope. Not going to matter, but still charging in. Shorty, he's going to have a melody in that head. Flipster has to charge in, but it's not going to matter.
There he goes, he's jumping around
Last
again.
whale. Yeah. And that's always the issue when you're up against a Jet, right? It's the mobility that she gives you. You feel like you're a free bird just flapping in the wind. And if your op shot doesn't hit, you always have the option to close the gap with a Tailwind, just get right in their face with a shorty, and that still makes you so lethal. How do you deal with that, Fib?
I mean, just gotta try and punish him, outnumber him at some point in time. But when you're going for sort of such a default play like that, and we did mention earlier that if Boom wanted to win on attack, it couldn't afford to play a lot of default plays. And they have been doing quite a lot of textbook plays. And it's just so readable for Paper Rex to try and counterplay it. Now, for Forsaken, when he takes those very risky plays, very gamble peaks such as this one, that's where he really thrives. In No Man's Land, that's his home.
Right here.
Well, he is no man. He is Forsaken. I can already feel Twitch copy pastas coming out. But
Yeah,
it's not only Forsaken and friends. You know, there is the rest of Paper Rex that translate rounds into victory, like Benkai and Divide. They've been on fire as of recent. But you know what? Boom. This is a team that is resilient. They like to fight. They're nitty and gritty. And they've been converting a lot of the rounds for themselves, especially when Flipshitter is already about to hit that, I believe, 30 bomb. In any case, it's going to be the 4v3. Forsaken has got on top, and what the damn hell was that shot? He's got up above, and he hits down below, and another one. Give him another one, why don't you? And Paper Rex are one round away from equalizing, from just going toe-to-toe in terms of the rounds over Boom. One more to go here, Vim. And Boom, they're stalling. It's their engines. It's all but stopped.
For Boom Esports and the multitude of fans watching, supporting Boom Esports, now it's time for that wish. Because Boom is going to a tactical timeout in the most critical of rounds. They get dropped here onto the lower bracket if they lose this map. PRX just mounted one of the most incredible comebacks we've seen since that time against their game against CBT. So, you know, it was also quite a spectacle. But it seems like whatever Boom was able to do to Paper Rex on the first half, the same thing. It was a bit of a reversal of fortune.
You just get dealt the worst Uno card reverse if this is what's happening.
You know, I've never played Uno.
Oh,
So I use that reference quite a bit, but I actually never played Uno.
it's fun. Fun for the whole family, for friends
No,
too.
I'd rather play Valorant, that's right.
Dude, yeah, okay. That's obviously something, all right? But if you're out with friends, you know, and maybe after this quarantine is done and all
You guys are my
that
only
stuff,
friends, so we just play Valorant.
that is also true. But you know what? What if we play something different? Like maybe Haunted Hill on the House or D&D. I don't know, man. Could be something, you know, just to kind of
Switch it up a bit,
you know, yeah, mix it up. You know, get a relationship a little bit more spicy.
Spice
you know?
up the life. You know, we only
Spice
live
up
once, you know?
our relationship as bros. Bro.
YOLO.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. See? But what
Live
would
fast,
you
die
prefer,
young?
Vim?
I don't know.
Yeah. What would you prefer, Vim? Immortal plus, you know, time with your friends outside of the house, or being a Radiant but you don't have any time outside of the house?
You know what? I just be Radiant, honestly. Yeah, dude. Who needs time outside of the house? Don't need to touch grass. Come on, bro. We don't touch grass here. Viminal doesn't touch grass. You heard it first right here, folks. 10 to 11 now. It's a very, very tense moment. Is it going to be 11 to 11? Is it going to be a tie score line here for the first time in this entire game? Forsaken,
Yeah.
so hot on that operator.
Well, you know, we do love our 11-11s as Southeast Asians because we know that's time for big sales. But will we get ourselves
You know,
a
I'm
nice
trying to
little
build
sale
attention.
of...
30 seconds.
I'm also trying to build attention, man. Just in a different way. Shiba catching that quick rotation, though. It's a Sova drone timely. Mind Freak, yep, he's hearing it. It's the pain train, but this is 20 seconds on the clock, and they are really rummaging through. Oh, this is going to be a eye poppy moment. They're right across, but there is just two sharks waiting in the chummy waters as the rest of Paper Rex goes in wild and hard. It's going to be Benkai right on top, and Asterisk cannot go and plant down this spike. He's already been spotted, and even if he can get a kill, there is just no more time left. 11 to 11, and we go get ourselves a equalizer. Boom. They just ran down the clock and went straight to B. That was such a default play that Paper Rex knew what was coming.
At 11 to 11, we got a flash sale, and the discount code is PRX.
There you go. See?
I'm just having fun with it, man, because honestly, this game is just absolute nuts.
Get out of my
Forsaken is just a legend at this point in time. How do you make a name for yourself, you ask? And this man has been dead set on making a name for himself, not living in the shadow of his older brother, Excurate. You become immortalized when you play out of your mind at the biggest stage in the world, VCT. But as I say that, Blitzjitter is going to get taken down by Mind Freak. Huge momentum for the side of Paper Rex right now.
No, it always goes by my mind that Forsaken is the brother of Excurate, and Excurate's one of those crack players that has been somebody that I've also been like looking forward to way back when. But it just goes to show, you know, who introduced, when you go into that interview and they say, who introduced you into playing competitively? Oh, it's my older brother. And it's always that little bit of storyline. Speaking of storylines, can Boom keep themselves afloat in the upper brackets, or is it Paper Rex to push themselves to match point? Seems like it's looking to be the latter. 3 versus 5, and there still hasn't been any sort of foothold here by Boom on the B side. Not even a plant.
One enemy remaining.
That's coming on here. Asterix takes down Divide, but it's all down to him, left to his own devices. He even gets a 2K, but it's a 1v3. It's only down to 24 points. Oh my god, I'm running out of breath here because Paper Rex is on match point, my friends.
Match point.
Who would have thunk? Hate to say I told you so.
Wait,
Yeah.
dude, we had the same predictions. Why are you telling me so?
No, I'm not telling.
Okay.
I'm not telling
So the
you.
other ones.
In general, I'm
Right, okay.
that because everyone, I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought that it would have been a complete wash from the get-go.
Yeah.
But my point is, huge comebacks like this can happen because of that very deceptive, cursed scoreline when the rounds, when the sides swap here. But it's still not done. Can Boom bring this to overtime against PRX? Whoa, that's pretty trippy.
What is that? Why is he
pretty trippy.
orange?
Yeah.
Did he activate his Super Saiyan Kaioken mode?
That looks like a
10
Kaioken.
times 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I thought you don't watch anime. How did you know that?
I grew up with DDC. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if this will grow into a 12-12. Mind Freak is already at the push, and again, fighting inside that Viper Spit diminishes your health, making you easy targets for your opponent. But
Down A.
it's looking slightly fair. 2-3. Flipsitter is super low, but he is brought back up to just 50. Never mind. He's actually still pretty low. And they need to convert this, but there's a lot of walls, there's a lot of coverage that is blocking them. They have to pick up this spike right now, able to upgrade the weapons, and they could rotate back if ever they want to, Vim. 40 seconds on that timer, but the sights are set. And this is 2v2 on the site specifically. Divide is looking straight in front. He's not going to miss a chance. And Flipsitter, well, newest addition, NXL Liga game. Sees the head, pops it off. One coming in from right behind. It's going to be Forsaken. Doesn't know that somebody is going to be screening him. And final strike as we go and end this series 2-0.